So we'll begin, as always, with a shout out to Squarespace. Thanks for allowing us to be here at CES 2016. All right, so I got a really bright light in my eyes for this video, almost as bright as the concept TV behind me. So this is not a real product. It doesn't have a real name, but what it does have is a very real presence here in the Samsung booth. This is their 170-inch SUHD TV. Yes, 170 inches of high dynamic range premium certified 4K entertainment. Now, what is HDR premium? Great question. Now, Samsung's going to have a lot of HDR certified TVs this year, which is effectively a higher range of colors available. This is enabled by their quantum dot technology, as well as some tweaks that they've made to the contrast capabilities of their TVs this year. But there's an additional certification, HDR premium, that basically means if you've got HDR content coming in, it's going to do the best that it possibly can to achieve the depth of color that the content was originally created with. Now, so for the one behind me, we're talking this thing can cover 96% of the DCI color space. So that's what you'd expect out of a high-end projector theater setup. And I mean, it actually bears a lot of other similarities to a high-end theater setup. But why don't we move on to something a little bit more realistic for now? Yeah, so that thing I said just there, that was a total lie because this is also a concept display. So the one behind me is pretty freaking sick. They're showing off this completely borderless set of little square displays that they're actually rearranging on the fly with really no information other than that they're willing to give me. I don't know if it's OLED, I don't know if it's LCD, I don't know how many of them you can put together, and I don't know how much it would cost. I don't know if it's intended for the home or purely for digital signage. I basically know nothing about it other than the fact that when they put them together, there is a tiny little line where the displays meet that you can only really see when you view it off axis. And they are moving them around in a, obviously the content created for it is custom, but they are moving it around in such a way that the images being displayed, well, I mean, whatever you're looking at it, you get the point. Pretty freaking amazing, right? But it actually gets a little bit better than that. Yes, friends, this one right here is a bit more of a practical demonstration of that technology we just looked at, and one where we can see that it's capable of doing more than just these kind of, you know, flat graphical design type things that we had going on before. So you can see what's going on behind me right now is these two of those modular panels are actually reconfiguring themselves from a more standard 16:9 aspect ratio. So the kind of thing where you would have your typical HD TV content coming in on, to a more cinematic 21:9 aspect ratio, which is quite close to what many of your favorite and most iconic films are shot on. So imagine that. The ability to actually make use of all of the real estate of the TV that you've purchased without having to deal with any black bars. Now, of course, for the price that you're likely to pay for one of these, if and when they were to ever be produced, you could probably just buy a 16:9 like top-of-the-line TV and a 21:9 top-of-the-line TV and like build yourself like a sweet-ass like motorized thing to move one of them out of the way when you got the other content, but it's all about what the technology can do, right? Well, it's Concept Corner, so I guess so. All right, guys, so don't miss any of our CES 2016 coverage by making sure you're subscribed to Linus Tech Tips. Also, huge thanks to Squarespace for sending us to the show this year. If you guys want to build a beautiful website, head over to squarespace.com/Linus, linked in the video description, and use offer code Linus to build your beautiful website today. Thanks again to Squarespace for allowing us to be here, and to you for watching. And to Samsung for putting up with my crap.